Welcome to another episode of No One Would Tell Except Us podcast. I'm Steph.
I'm Liz.
And it has been a while for us, and we're really happy to be back.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be back. I'm not necessarily happy about the movie that we watched because it wasn't my favorite. I don't think it was your favorite.
No.
But it's still something to talk about because it was real messed up.
Yeah. And, we've just had like a lot of life going on. Like you had the plague, which complicated things. It's 150 degrees every day.
Every day.
There's a lot going on. But yes,
A lot going
we're happy. And you know what? We're happy that we don't love this movie because that's kind of what this podcast is about. This is about equal opportunity for all made-for-TV movies based on true stories. So we're not going to love every one, right?
No. And this one's definitely at the bottom of my list. Like, I don't want to say I hated it, but I truly disliked it intensely.
Yeah. So this, I would say, does not make our top 5, top 10, top 20, top 100, but that's okay. We still want to give you good coverage.
Yeah, it was one of those movies where I think we both agreed that it could have been really good and it could have had like a lot of backstory and just like, it was just quick and dirty. Like it just didn't make sense. There's so many unanswered. Yeah, it was just like so many unanswered questions. The adoptive parents pick their brains. I don't know what was going on in their heads. And I wish we could have like seen a little bit more of that dynamic because there is no way that that family was normal if they knew what was going on with their like child. I don't care if it's your adopted child. That's your child. What are you doing? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I do. Also, well, let's do this. Let's do your synopsis. Then we'll get straight into the goods.
Alrighty. So the title of this film is Husband, Father, Killer, which I actually think is not a bad title, but it was made in 2025. So it's very, very recent. So this is a story of Pladl.
Pladl.
The Pladl family. And this is a fairly recent story. Like this kind of all went down in 2016. So this isn't long ago. It's about a woman named Alyssa. And when she was a teenager, she started an online relationship with a guy named Steven, who I believe was a few years older than her. I
think he was 15 and he was 21. Yikes.
Yeah. So already off the bat, this is disgusting. So he's basically like, wooing her and saying like, we need to be together. And her parents, rightfully so, are like, no, this is not a good relationship. And so she tells him that, and he's like, oh no, even though I live 2,500 miles away, I'm coming to get you, baby. And he does. And he like takes her away, and they kind of just like, she becomes pregnant and has their first child, who they named Denise, who later her name is changed to Katie by her adoptive parents. But they have this little girl, and he's super abusive towards the baby. And Alyssa knows like this is wrong. And even though she does not want to give her child up for adoption, she does it out of, fear and for the safety of Katie. And then you kind of speed up ahead, and they're still together. Like they got married. They had 2 more children, 2 more girls. And when Katie turns 18, she decides that she wants to meet her biological parents, and her adoptive parents are okay with it. And she travels and meets them. And, they're very much like, we loved you. It wasn't like we wanted to give you up. And she starts to like kind of tell them about her story and their story. And through it, the biological father and Katie become like sexual, like they start to have a relationship. And in the meantime, Alyssa's unaware, but she divorces him because he's just like messed up and abusive and can't keep a job. And she wants to take her other 2 children out of the situation. But I think she felt like she didn't really have a right to take Katie out of the situation, because if Katie wants to know her dad, she can. Unbeknownst to her, though, that they're having this like totally inappropriate, incestuous relationship. And they get married, which I don't even know how that's legal. Katie and her biological dad. At least they have a ceremony. She becomes pregnant. Alyssa finds out. She ends up having the cops arrest them. When they get out of jail, they're told they're no longer able to see each other. And the father is just like, well, that's it. You know, he's still abusive towards his biological, technically grandchild. I don't even know how you want to put it, like his incestuous child. And he ends up murdering just to kind of get out of it. He doesn't want to be without her and he doesn't want to go to jail. Excuse me. So the cowardly thing he does is he murders Alyssa, her adoptive father, and the baby, and then he kills himself because at some point Katie decides that she no longer wants to be with him because he is abusive towards their baby. So it's just like a whole, I hope it makes sense, but it was just a whole twist of just not good stuff. And there's 3 murders and 1 suicide. And I don't even know how this went on. I don't even know how, like, people wouldn't stop this relationship, how they could get like, how are they married? I thought that was completely illegal.
We'll get into that, girl. You will get into that. And you know what? I like how you said, you know, this could have been really good, because if this was sort of done in the style of like an 80s or 90s made for TV movie, which are so near and dear to our hearts, it would have been really good. And also, you know, which we'll talk about more, this is really, really recent. So it's like, this is really messed up and not much has changed in 6 months. So we'll talk through that. So the movie opens and we've got Jackie Cruz. I don't know if you watched Orange is the New Black, but that is kind of what she's known for. And she's kind of like a smoke show. Like she's like, you know, very, very, like, I find her to be like a very bombshell type actress, which I think it's interesting. I mean, again, it's like, this is a very different kind of role. So she's like, let me at it. And I don't know who plays the younger version of her, but, you know, like you said, the intro is pretty quick. We obviously see signs of violence from him. And, you know, Alyssa's younger character thinks that like he's cool. Like she's like, I thought it was cool that he was like shooting up his room with a 45.
They have this like online relationship and he's just like, hey baby, I'm in my room blowing off, you know, rounds. And she's like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like, it's just like, dude, this is 1989. Like there's so many cool things you could be doing. Like I loved that time in life, but they're just having this.
The internet a lot.
We have the internet. We have like MTV Countdown. Like there's so many things you could be talking about and, you know, like thinking about. There's Titanic came out. Like, I mean, well, not then, but it was like still big. Celine Dion. Like it was just a good time to be alive. And he's in there shooting rounds and she's got nobody else. Like go to the mall and stop at Gloria Jean's. Like there's plenty of other people in the sea. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. So she just like loved him right away. Or, you know, again, which we've talked, it's not love, but whatever it is, she's got it bad right away. He also uses like the whole, you know, puzzle analogy. Like she's been the missing puzzle piece to his life.
I'm so glad you bring that up. Yeah, because that comes in later with his daughter lover and it's disgusting.
So basically, yes, she has a baby. She's super young. He moves her very, very far away, which is very common in, you know, domestically abusive relationships. Oh, and by the way, we didn't do this, but definitely like there is a trigger warning. Like this has themes of abuse, incest. This is very, very charged. And again, Liz and I are not experts. So please take care of yourself when you're listening to this. And if you're disturbed, you tune out.
Yes. Before we move on from that scene though, like, can you believe the fact that when he went to like go like quote unquote rescue her, he was like in a taxi? Did he take a taxi for 2,500 miles? Like,
I did see that. I did see that. And I was like, you know, okay, I could see him not driving because he's like a dangerous criminal. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, did this man have money for a flight and a taxi? I don't know. But I was like, I think he took the car the whole way.
Maybe there's more to this man. Like maybe he was like a biker. I don't know. Like it's crazy to me because I expected him on a Schwinn with pegs or like, a scooter, like not coming in on a like who has that kind of money? Not him.
No, I was jarring because it's like, oh, let's sneak away in the night in this taxi that's waiting. Like, it was just strange, for sure. I was like, this doesn't make sense already.
Yeah.
So one of the first things, it's like the classic, like the baby's screaming and they're fighting about money because he bought a remote control car. Yeah. Shut up, like, shut that baby up. And like, he's like doing the remote control car. And it's like, oh my gosh, you cannot multitask. Stop, So he like runs the car into a table leg and knocks everything over, which just adds to the chaos. And the baby is like freaking out because the baby's like, I can't believe these are my parents, And I have never heard of this or seen this. I don't know if you have, but like, he basically like takes the baby and she's like, don't put the baby in the cooler. And I'm like, what?
Gosh.
Like,
yeah,
I've never heard of that before. Have you?
I have. Yeah, I have. I have heard of it. I have. I've heard of this in abuse cases. Like they'll stick the baby like in a freezer or just something to like jar it so that it like stops screaming, like it almost like stuns it. And yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. So he wants to put the baby in a
so it's a freezer.
It's like a freezer. Yeah. So like they put him in there and then it like makes them cold and like they just kind of like shut up because they're like freezing.
Oh my gosh. Because I was like, is he putting this baby in an igloo cooler? Like I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
At all.
Like, yeah. It's really messed up. It's just like, I think it's just a way to shock the baby and like, obviously, it's so dangerous. Like, one, hypothermia. Two, can you think of like the mental abuse of that? Three, like they can suffocate. Like, it's just all around, like, just a horrible, horrible thing to do. And he also tries to like pinch the baby. Like, she references that. Like, he keeps pinching her. Like, mofo, you think pinching somebody is going to make them stop crying?
I mean, come on. It's like, at the very least, let's keep our babies out of appliances. Like they don't belong there. That is so upsetting.
He's like, I'm like, strap the baby to the remote control car.
Yeah. So, I mean, Alyssa, has the wherewithal to be like, okay, obviously this is not going to work. So they put the baby up for adoption. And that's an old baby.
Yeah, I thought so. But I could be misremembering. But like, yeah, I mean, the baby's like established. I mean, not established is a terrible word, but she's like, used to her parents. It's not like a few days old.
Yeah.
And could you imagine like being a mom and she really loved her baby. It's not like Alyssa was a bad mom. She really, really loved her children and wanted to protect them. It was completely Steven's fault. Like, I really do believe that. And she gave the baby up out of just like being a good mom, being like, this is a dangerous situation. There's nothing I can do about it. But like later on, what really bothers me is later on, Steven's like, it was all your idea. Like, I wouldn't have given her up. And it's like, yeah, you would have just put her in the freaking freezer. Like, it's just so messed up.
Yeah, it's so layered and terrible. And that's why, like, I feel like, again, this was so quick and like down and dirty. Not down and dirty. That's the wrong word. It was quick and the story was like pretty surface, I would say.
Extremely.
And, you can't really get into like his psychosis that much because that's very layered. I mean, it might be one of the worst, husbands or fathers we've seen thus far.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All right. So the baby's up for adoption. It's 17 years later. We're in 2016. And we are seeing, young woman Katie now, who was baby Denise. So it's her birthday. She wakes up and her mom's like, pancakes and lots of bacon when you're dressed. And I'm like, what is lots of bacon? Like who says that? Like, what? That was weird.
I made you a slab of bacon.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I don't know. That just threw me off. That was the first clue where I'm like, something's not right. So, you know.
Your bacon
He's
intake tells me you're messed up in the head.
I mean, sort of, yeah. Like, lots of bacon. It's like, I don't know. That was weird.
That is, and that honestly, like first thing in the morning, that would just like turn my stomach. Like, could you imagine waking up and the first thought is like bacon? Like, I don't know, lots of it.
Interestingly, you know, it's funny you say that because now at work, I do get a lot of free bacon and I make sure I put like a waft in and have some coffee and I'm up for like at least an hour and a half before I'm like digging into bacon. So yeah, there's a way to do it.
It's greasy. It's like, I never feel really that great after I eat it. I mean, I like the way it tastes, but I don't feel that good after. Yeah. And I don't eat lots of it because it clogs your heart, but it just, that's hilarious. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. I was like, this lady is toast.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, I want both sets of my parents, you know, which is like very common for, you know, children who are adopted. And her adopted parents are doing everything to not say that, like, you know, your bio parents are like totally whack. Like they're really trying, but it's like they're not really that convincing.
Yeah, I liked their birthday present too. Like she's like, they kept bringing up the fact that she was like super artistic, which I love art. So I was like, oh man, like I hope they delve more into this. And like basically they brought out like a Crayola 12 pack and then they're like, we're done with that storyline.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, check.
Check. Yeah. It was just like, why go out of your way to like show your birthday present as like a Crayola 12 pack and then be like, not going to show your artwork. Like she doesn't have tattoos. She doesn't have anything like posters. She doesn't even make anything for her like biological parents. Like it was just for me, like what a waste of time. Go eat your bacon, I was Katie.
Like, yeah, lots of bacon. So Katie's played by Maitreya Starweiner, I think is how you say it. And it's strange because I love this actress, but I was looking at everything else she's been in and I haven't seen any of it. So I don't know how I love her, but I just do.
Okay, I agree with you because there was something very comforting like about this actress. Like she was very, very natural, like the most believable. Yeah. And I was like, I could see her in so many Lifetime movies and she would be phenomenal. I agree. Whoever, I agree. She's very good. Great. She's very, very good.
So then we flash to Alyssa's house and, you know, it's kind of what you think. Like, wow, glad this isn't me. Like, it's very, you know, tense. It's like she has 2 more kids. One of them has autism. You know, one of the first scenes is like Steven's like playing with them in the yard and she's like, you know, we don't have any water. And it's like, yikes, he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Yeah, their water got okay. Can I stop you there though? Because their water got shut off, but they have like the most robust hydrangea garden I've ever seen. And I grow hydrangeas and you need water for that.
So they're like sponges, right?
I mean, some can be quite drought tolerant, but usually they need water, especially in hot conditions. I mean, like any flower, but they can be a little bit touchy. And if they're not established, they need a lot of water. And I was just like, because I'm growing mine and I'm like, that's not believable. Those would be drooping. Like everything would be destroyed. So, I mean, if they're without water, it's not for very long or they had good rain. Now, the fact that I'm bringing this up means this movie was bad because those are the things I noticed.
Right.
But
well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm thinking this. Were they playing with like water guns? Like what were they playing with? I feel like they were playing with water.
They were playing with water guns and water balloons and stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? And I think I saw a pool in the backyard. So, like, where is all the water coming from? Do they have like a spring? Did they tap into it? Like, what is going on?
Right. I'm like, are you guys sure you didn't just put the water somewhere you don't remember? Because I'm looking at it right now. Like, you know, it's this weird. He's also like, you know how to stab a knife in the back of fun. And I'm like, wow, this guy is such a moron. And he's like, they're talking about breakfast. It's like, go cook. It's like, how are they cooking without water? Like, I'm not getting it. I like don't understand. I don't understand. And then there's something about this culmination of events where she's just like, you know what? I'm like pawning my ring and I'm leaving you, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, right. And she's like, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to do it. And it's like, you know, I don't know. Does she have any education? She met him when she was so young. I have no idea.
Yeah, but she brings up the fact that she works like multiple shifts. So I was like, okay, multiple shifts. Is she like a nurse? Is she a waitress? Is she like what is it? Because, you know, you waitress at the right restaurant, you can make great money. You're a nurse, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
I would think you'd have your water on. So I'm just like, I don't understand shift. Is she at McDonald's? Because then, okay, yeah, that would change things a little bit if he's not working as well. So I'm confused. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, again, we're not really developing characters.
No.
So, you know, then I guess, I don't know, is it that same day? He's like, hey, Katie found us. Like, aren't you excited? And she's like, wait, what? Like, who, like, you were a psycho, like, huh? You know? And he's like, hey, you know, I've been fine with these other kids. And it's like, I mean, define fine, you know, like, I don't know. And Alyssa's completely freaked out. She's like, I don't want her to meet us. Like, I don't want this for her. Like, I don't think this is good. And he's like, well, we can't break up now. Like, we're going to meet Katie. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, that's not a reason to stay together. So he's like, it's happening.
Right. It's happening. So she's like, I guess we're going to stay together. And throughout the movie, she like says, like, Steven would always say things like to get me to stay, and I would stay. And it was like, meeting your daughter again makes you stay. Like, I'd be like, no, get out of here. Like, I'm taking my kids. I don't know.
Right. I'd be like,
yeah, we got to go. So then,
it's like, it's bad. And like, go ahead.
Oh, it's just like, it's a few, I don't know, a little bit later. They don't really give like a time frame. And all of a sudden Katie's there with like her foster parents. And like her foster parents seem so normal. The dad's all like, oh my gosh, you know, like, get over here, kiddo. And the mom's just kind of like, you know, take your time. Like, we love, you know, take it as we go here, which to me made more sense. I mean, they haven't parented her in 17 years. Like, this would be awkward.
Right. The adoptive parents are like, okay, we've been like really boring. So here's a shit show, you know, like, have fun. And it's like, you know, Alyssa does have a wall up. You know, she's nervous and like she should be. Alyssa, like, I feel, without, you know, really having much of a character, I feel like Alyssa probably was somebody that was like constantly just like on pins and needles, like not knowing what was going to happen.
Yes.
So
I agree. And then what else I wrote in here is they're like, okay, well, you're going to stay for 2 weeks. I was like, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Like, if you had adopted a baby and like it's your child, like that's your baby, and you raised it, and then they want to meet the biological parents, like I wouldn't even leave the house. Like, I'd be like, the first visit, I'm going with you, because these people could be like killers. Like, you don't know anything about them. Like, wouldn't you meet at like a Panera and just have like a bread bowl and just chat and get the vibe? And then like, if you're like, they're normal, maybe be like, you could come over to our house for dinner, or we could go to a restaurant together. Like, I would never allow my daughter, I don't care if they're 18. I'd be like, I mean, I guess they could go if they really wanted to on their own, but I'd be like, I really think we should establish like a friendship, make sure these people are like, they gave you up for like a reason, right? Like, there might have been stuff going on. So like we should get to know them and then we can have an open relationship. And then when we trust them, you can go stay there like any other family member. Like I have family members who I never see that I would still be apprehensive about sending Elise to just because I don't know them. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. They don't even look at like the house. They don't look at where she's gonna be sleeping. Like
Yeah.
2 weeks is enough. Like that's like wife swap time. Like that's like a lot of time.
Oh my
And
gosh. I love that show. Totally.
me too. It's not okay that they did that.
No.
So Steven's like, we're having a barbecue. And it's like, they're like, we're not eating here ever, but we'll leave here. We'll leave here, but we're leaving right now.
Yeah. Like there's no protection. And that to me, actually, that scene just explains a lot because really, how great were these adoptive parents? How protective were they really? Was it really a better situation? And also, like, it kind of costs a lot of money to adopt a child. At least that's what I understood. And what are they like just giving them away? Like, I don't understand any of this. None of it made sense. Like, cause then she brings up the fact, like, Katie brings up the fact that, you know, she's like, oh, I love your house. Like I live in a trailer, but it's really nice. And the biological dad, Steven's like up in arms about it. Like, what? My baby lives in a trailer. It's like, okay, first of all, trailers aren't always bad. Like it doesn't mean you're living in like poverty. Like there's some trailers that are more money than houses. Like it just depends on where you live.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like he's like, did that trailer even have a freezer in it? You know? And it's like, really? It's like, yes, sicko. Then the sister's like, hi, I'm so-and-so, and my other sister's on the spectrum, you know? And the adopted for like, we got to get out of here now. So they bounce. They're like, see ya, like, have a great time with the strangers.
With his family, yeah.
Steven's dad of the year. Like, he's like, Burger Express, all aboard, choo-choo. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, this guy is so unhinged. I'm scared. So we learn Katie has a boyfriend and she likes art. So that's like all we know.
Oh, yeah. Maybe she brought out her Crayolas. I don't know. But yeah, they reference that again. That's really all we learn about her. Like, really. Right. That's like it.
Yeah. So then Alyssa has a scene with Katie, which I thought was really sweet. Like, she's like, I wanted you. I carried you. I breastfed you. You're my baby. I was like, oh, this is like so sad, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. It kind of just showed again that like Alyssa really wanted this child. It wasn't like a thing of like, oh, I'm not ready for this. She would have raised Katie her whole life if she had a partner that wasn't so freaking deranged. Like, yeah, there's no doubt about it. So it's just a very sad thing. And I can't even imagine the pain of giving that child up when you really like, she obviously can be a mother and a good mother. So,
yeah, absolutely. So then, you know, Katie, he's jealous, of course, because Alyssa's like connecting with her. And so then, you know, he really wants alone time with Katie, and Katie, you know, shares her artwork with him. He's like, live with us and you can go to school. And it's like, does he even know what a school is? I mean, come on. I don't know.
And he's just like, why do you want to go to some like podunk college? Like you could just start art school here, you know, and like get into the world. You don't need this. Now, okay, Steven, I'm going to stop you there, buddy, because one, with the state of the world now, sometimes college is more expensive than what it's worth. And I think that there's nothing wrong with people choosing not to go to college. Like, I think when we were young, like millennials and stuff, it was like you go to college or you're basically like never going to make a single cent. Right. But yeah, I mean, really, who would take advice from this man? He doesn't even know what's going on. He can't even keep the water on, although he does keep good hydrangeas. And
that's true.
I also, he's just like, master manipulator. He's just trying to get on her good side and make her stay and stuff and make him seem like he's really cool and like he even, you know, he's like she in that conversation, I think she asked him, she's like, well, why did you guys give me up? You know, like if it's so great here and you obviously have a home, you have a home and like all these things. Like, why did you give me up? And instead of him being like, oh, well, kiddo, I froze you. He's just like,
Right.
it was your mom. Like she was just like a mad partier and he, she just couldn't like, she couldn't help herself. And so we
Right.
just decided that it would be better. Like I never wanted to put you up for adoption, but she just couldn't stop clowning around. And
Right.
I mean, just how horrible is that? Plus, we didn't reference the fact that like when Alyssa and Steven are fighting prior to this conversation about like breaking up again, he's
Yeah.
just like, she's like, oh, like the girl on the spectrum that's writing like basically like, oh, like bad things are coming, save me, help me to like
Yeah.
he's just like talking about how like they stayed together because like, well, I couldn't leave her. She has autism. And like, whenever we like make changes in our schedules, like she goes off the deep end. And I'm
Right.
like, way to have that conversation super loud in front of your very high functioning daughter with autism. It's not like she has a learning disability and
No.
like doesn't understand what they're saying. She's extremely intelligent. She's just, it's just like, that is just so bad.
No, it's so bad. I don't know if I've ever seen a man where I'm like, he should have had like a vasectomy at birth. I'm just like, this is tragic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So, okay. So then they're like, Katie and Steven are like throwing snacks in each other's mouths. And I'm like, oh, it's so bad. And just like
It's
so
gross.
inappropriate and so gross. And he brings her to a bar and he's like, your adoptive parents are losers for not wanting you to drink. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, please stop. So then she's like, puking back at the house. He's like laughing at her, throwing off, which is like,
I'd be running. That sound, I can clean up puke, but that noise, I'm dry heaving. Like, I cannot stand it. And I mean, of course, you're going to help your daughter, but like, yeah, he's just like, she's like wailing on that toilet. Like, she's like, "Ugh." Like, it was like, do you need your stomach pumped? Like, this is not normal puking.
no. And like, Alyssa's obviously like, what is going on? Like, what is wrong with you? But it's like, she knows what's wrong with him. So it's like, a moot point. So then the next morning, Alyssa finds Steven sleeping next to Katie's bed and like freaks out.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Yeah, like completely. And then Katie freaks out and she's like, you walk out on everyone. And Alyssa's like, oh my gosh, like he has gotten into her brain.
But this is the thing, because I have a feeling like Alyssa in some ways knew. Like, I'm not saying she knew, but okay, if someone is that violently ill, like I can understand you always want to make sure someone's in the room, you have them on their side, like you don't want them to choke and die.
No.
But so like that part of it wouldn't bother me. Like you'd almost think like, okay, yeah, he's the one that got her drunk, so that's strike one. But like, if you really trusted your husband not to be a creep, why would that affect you to have him in the same room? Because like it wouldn't affect me to have my husband sleep next to my daughter on the floor if she was that ill. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know he's not going to do anything. Yeah.
No, you're totally right. And I think, this is why we're like craving more of the story. Because that probably did really happen. And like, I mean, you're totally right. So
like, why would you be so weirded out? He wasn't at that point, he wasn't in bed with her. He was on the floor and she was in the bed. And so in my mind, I was like, that was actually kind of responsible because if she got sick, you don't want to make sure she's going to choke. But Alyssa's like, you can't be in the same room as her. Like, so it's like, well, then you're starting to notice things, Like, I think you kind of felt it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure she did. And honestly, I'm sure this woman, like, I mean, we can't speak for her. I'm sure she has such a severe case of like PTSD.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, it's like, we don't even know the last time she had a clear thought. I mean, and also it's difficult to have other children. It's difficult to have children with special needs. I mean, this woman was probably like wrung out. Like,
That's true.
I can't even begin to imagine like how tragic and like how traumatizing like her day to day must have been.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you're totally right. I mean, and she probably doesn't trust him with anything. Like,
That's true. That's very true.
I
I
don't
just think
know,
there's
but
I just think there's like a very fine line of being like, okay, you're a creep that would take our kid to drink, and you're a creep
yeah,
that would like sexually touch our daughter. Like there's
yes,
just like a difference to me in that kind of like creepiness, you know? Like they're
right,
both bad, but one to me has way more consequences than the other.
right. So then I'm curious about this timeline because like Alyssa's like, I'm leaving and I'm like taking the girls with me. And it's like,
Right.
this is within the 2 weeks that Katie's staying. I mean, hasn't it been like 17 years? Like, can't you wait? Like, it doesn't make sense. So then the kids are like, do you really hate dad? And Alyssa's like, no, I just wish he was dead. And it's like, or I'm gonna say you hate him. I'm gonna say you hate him a lot. And
That's a great
Alyssa's like,
line.
Katie, come with me and the girls. And Katie's like, no, I like my room. I'm gonna stay here, which means that like the room she usually has, with her adoptive parents must be real bad for her to stay there. And then she's like, I don't trust you at all. Katie's like, I don't trust you at all. I just trust, dad who got me wasted. So
Right.
it's like a mess. I mean, it's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So
It is a mess.
he teaches Katie how to shoot a gun.
A gun. Yeah.
And then Alyssa finally divorces him. And so basically Alyssa's like, living with the two other daughters by herself, and Katie and Steven are just like living together. And,
Right.
then
Which, how are they supporting like both households? Because, okay, Alyssa must
right,
have her own job, but like, what does he do? Like, how is he not foreclosing on the house? Like, he
right.
can't even afford his water bill. How can you afford your mortgage? Like, I don't understand that at all. Like,
No,
that,
it's not the
that didn't,
90s. Not.
yeah. And then I have in my notes, like, at one point, like, Katie was like posing for him. Like, didn't she like try something on? And he was like, oh, let me see
Well,
that.
I think, well, I don't have that. I have that
Oh.
she's drawing and he takes off his shirt,
Oh.
and that's the first, like, really big indicator that it's like super, super inappropriate.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, so then it's like, while all of this is going on, like Alyssa's just like, I can't worry about this. Like, I need to date. Like, I need to start dating. Like, I need to like get back out there.
That's what I'm missing in my life is another man. I mean,
Right. I mean,
we all have needs, right? Like, okay, but yeah, like if you're working shifts and you got two kids, one's on the spectrum, like I feel like the last thing I want is someone else to think about. Like, I just want to come
no.
home and go to bed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
mean, so she gets into online dating, which is interesting because she hasn't dated anybody since 1999.
And
So
didn't she meet him online, like through a chat
yeah,
room?
yeah,
So I mean, is it normal to meet people online now? Yes. I would say probably most dating is online because
yeah.
I don't really think people like walk into restaurants anymore and are like, excuse me, would you like to go on a date? Cause like, I just don't think that happens. But
That's very
I wish,
romantic.
I wish it did. Yeah. But like with just technology and everything like that, like it's just like, you're going to meet somebody online and learn about who they are before you even give them a chance, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, kind of crazy, kind of quick, but she meets someone who they're still together. So he ends up being a good guy. I mean,
Well, right. But I mean, before that, all of her choices look terrifying. Like in the app, like all those. Like, oh my gosh! Like, what? Like
oh,
I'm
and
bored.
she's like
What do you?
swiping.
Yeah. I'm like, you look worse than Steven. Stop. So
Steven
wait,
like pops up. She's like, oh, hold on.
yeah, she's like, I'm intrigued. Um, so Steven's talking to Katie. He's like, we have the same like hands and toes, and I'm like, oh my, like what? And that's
How
like,
is that a turn on?
I have no idea.
If
What?
John was like, look, our hands are the same size, I'd be like, I'm gonna puke. Like,
Yeah. You'd be like, I gotta go away.
like, my baby hand is the same size as your baby hand. Like I have teeny tiny, like comically small hands. Like
You,
like
you do. That would really be a red flag.
the same feet. Like I'd be like, you wear size 7s too? Like what's
Yeah. It's like, but he's just, yeah, I don't know. He's so deranged.
And does he own anything but a friggin' undershirt? Like,
Thank
give
you.
me a break. Like,
Yeah.
no. You could throw on, you have like a Daytona shirt somewhere in the back there. Like, you could throw on that like Taz Devil 90 shirt. Like, we all know you still have it. Like, just put it on and stop playing. I'm so sick of the undershirts. It's disgusting.
I know. It's gross. So Alyssa's like, what are you wearing? And I mean, if she's disturbed by that, I mean, it had to be real bad. Like, having any conversation with him is like upsetting. So he's driving a creepy van wearing a tank top. And she's just like, what is happening?
I don't know.
And so he's still seeing the younger daughters.
Yeah.
And that there's a real bad scene where like they're all at the house again eating breakfast. All these people should just like stay away from breakfast. Like they should skip breakfast all the time. And so yeah, Steven starts like feeding Katie out of his hand. And
Yeah, she eats off of his hand.
yeah.
Could you? That makes me just sick. Like, even just thinking about eating off my dad's hand makes me want to die.
Yeah. And
I would rather starve than eat off my dad's hand.
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Like, I'd be like, just leave me here. Like, it's good. We're good. Like, just leave me here. Because I would start dry heaving. Like, that's so gross. Like, you don't even do that when kids are little. Like, it's just weird to me. There's never an appropriate time to eat off of your parent's hand. Ever.
No. Keep your hands to yourself. So the middle sister's like, I'm seriously going to puke. And I also have issues in social situations. And I know that this is really, really bad and inappropriate.
She's like the most valuable player. Like, she's the MVP of this entire film because she sees the writing on the wall before like anybody else does. And I think if she had like the ability to call the adoptive parents, which is my question throughout all of this, why didn't Alyssa call her adoptive parents and be like, pick your child up? My soon to be ex-husband is not right in the head. Like, I'm telling you right now, I see signs of abuse. He got her intoxicated. Like, I'm fine with you pressing charges. Like, I will help you press charges. He is messed up. Like, I would be like, get out and get her out now.
Right. I know. I mean, I would too. I think too, it's like, I think because she was like victimized since she was like a kid, maybe she stayed like a 15-year-old mentally too. Like,
that's
maybe,
true.
I don't know.
Yeah, like, I'm not trying to bash this woman. Like, she's been through a lot and she ended up doing like the right thing eventually, like by calling the police and things like that. Like, it's not like she sat back and did absolutely nothing, but it's just kind of like, I guess unless you live it, you can't say how you'd act, but it's just like, she left him, but she left her daughter. That is her daughter. Like, she left.
That's what I mean. Like, she had the mental ability to leave him.
Right. And she could have just called the cops then, or called, like I said, maybe not even the cops, call her parents, her adoptive parents, and be like, this is going on. Like, I want you to know because I left him because of these reasons and took my other children. She is 18. I can't physically remove her. But like, maybe you can, I don't know.
Yeah. I wrote like, seal that silver mine. And I don't know. He always says something really creepy about silver. I don't know what it was. That's what I wrote. I was like, oof.
I don't know. Well, so now like Katie's like a professional drinker. Like, we move on from the scene and she's just like knocking them back. Like, she's drank for the last 20 years. Like, she's just like, bring on the beer, bring on the booze. Like, I'm ready to party with my dad, lover.
Yeah, like, he groomed her like through and through. So at the same time, Alyssa's like new guy first of all, his hair looked the exact same as Steven's. And I was like, what is happening? But
Maybe there's only
he's very,
one like great cuts in Dover Plains. You know what I mean? I don't know.
there probably is. I mean, I hope we get some Dover Plains listeners because I would like to hear what is good about this. I would like to know. I would like to know the best places to eat there too, in case we ever make our way over there.
So the population is, I don't mean to interrupt, but the population is only 1,077. So this is a very small town. They say Dover Plains is a good town for someone looking for low stress, an easy town. What is easy? What does easy town mean? They say, however, education is not the best, and there is not good school and there is not a good school environment, as drinking and drugs is a common factor in seen within Dover. Okay, so that's from niche.com, which I don't know if that's truthful or not, but I feel like they do a pretty good job.
It explains a lot, and it explains if there's like really nowhere to excel to. So
exactly. Where are you going to go? Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, but Alyssa's new guy is very empathetic. He's very sensitive. So that's good. And then he wins the other daughters over by telling a story about blueberries falling out of the sky. So, they're not really used to this kind of communication. Like, and he is very kind and he likes to fish. So there you go. And then Alyssa's like, we haven't been with anyone but Steven. And he's like, you're perfect. Don't even worry about it. So then they're banging. So that's good. Like, that's all.
Yeah. Didn't she like bring up like her post-pregnancy body or something like that? Like she's like,
he's like, I don't work out and I haven't been with anybody but Steven, and he's like, I don't care. So, I guess it worked out. And
there you go.
That's the beginning of their story. So then, unfortunately, then there's like the first instance of like Steven, inappropriately touching Katie while they're drinking.
Yeah. He uses the jigsaw line. I keep thinking of Jigsaw from that one scary movie on the bike.
Oh gosh, what movie? Oh, Saw. Yeah.
Anyways,
I wish that thing came out.
If Saw would have came out, it actually would have helped. Like I would have been like, oh, this makes more sense.
I'd be like, Steven's gonna get murdered now. Like,
so not Jigsaw Saw, but he uses his jigsaw line of like, you're the piece that misses. And you know what pissed me off about this is that, he's using the same line as he did on like his ex-wife and her mom, but jigsaw puzzle pieces are like the thing they use for autism. Like that's like their like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was just like, I don't know. That to me really bothered me for some reason. I'm like, dude, you need to change your line. Like, first of all, don't use any because that's disgusting. But like that, I was like, anybody that has a child with autism, I think they all know about like the jigsaw puzzles. And it's just like, it's kind of like a not sacred thing, but like it just kind of like, it means you fit with, like you fit, like you're not like an outsider, like we all fit together. And that just really bothered me a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's like he really can't help but be really disturbing and horrible. Like, it's just like everything he says, everything he does is just
horrible.
A nightmare.
Yeah.
So then later, so I did think the scene was well done where like she does wake up from the nightmare and that's like, when he first, I guess, seduces her because it doesn't show it, like it's implied and it's like it's coming, but then the camera like pans away. I thought that was like that was pretty good. Like I was like, I'm very disturbed and I'm not seeing it, and that's fine.
Yes. This is one of those scenes where I don't think you need to see it to understand like what's happening. Like that would just been overkill. It's like what happens. The fact that they're so close and like leaning into each other, it's like enough to make your stomach turn and be like, oh my gosh, what enough, like this is gross.
Then the other daughters are there at the house and they're basically like one of them's like, I'm not washing my dishes. And then the other girl's like, bye. Like they're defying him. And somehow
Yeah.
he got his hands on like an Urban Outfitter shirt. I don't know how, but that's what he's doing.
Oh
And
my gosh.
that's, they leave and then they go home. And then basically, that's when Alyssa learns of the really unfortunate news.
Yeah, like her daughter with autism, right? She's like, Katie's pregnant, and she's like, what?
The
And
way she says
at
it, she's
first,
like, Katie's pregnant.
yeah, Katie's pregnant.
He's like, wait, what?
Yeah, and I think at first, like, she's just like, she has a boyfriend. Like, what? Like, when did she get a boyfriend? Like she's not even thinking that it possibly could be Steven.
Right.
And then her daughter's like, dad's the dad.
Yeah.
She's just like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean he's the dad? And he's like, I mean, I think she just kind of like, I think at that point, if my kid said that to me about like my ex-husband and my child, I think my like soul would leave my body. Like, I don't even
agree.
know. Like,
I agree.
you'd be out of your body experience. Like,
that like other kids know. Like, I'd be so heartbroken that like they know and they're not, they don't even know to be completely upset.
Full rage bear mom, like that's it. So she like goes over to the house to like confirm it basically, and she sees that Katie is pregnant, and she sees them like, I think they're in the yard, like kind of slouched on each other. And
well, first she calls, I think, and Katie's like, yeah, I'm pregnant, and Katie's like, I have to go because she needs to like be with him. And she goes over there and he's like, yeah, Caroline sucks. Like, here's her journal, which is like really weird. Like, because he gave her the journal that confirms that.
That's what I'm saying. There's no shame in Steven.
No.
Like, he's completely like, yeah, she's pregnant. So what?
Right.
Like, it's like he doesn't understand
No.
how horrible and disgusting this all is. Like, he thinks it's good. He's just like, we're close now. Yeah, like we're gonna get married. Like, how delusional. Like, is he having some sort of like hallucinatory, like, I mean, like, seriously, like, was he high on drugs? Was he like a meth addict? Like, I don't understand how like he doesn't ever see, like, even like other mammals don't mate with their young. Like, it's just kind of known in the animal kingdom, like, that's gonna lead to bad stuff. Like, I don't understand how he doesn't get it.
I don't know enough about it, so I would assume it's like the same wiring as like somebody who is a pedophile or somebody who is like a serial killer. I don't know. I just know that like, there are people where obviously there's like, receptors that are blocked, whatever it is. Because I really think this is just like who he was. Like, I don't think there was like any kind of breakdown. I don't think there was any kind of like episode or like one-off. I think this is just like who this person was. And it's terrifying. I mean, it's terrifying, especially when this kind of person is clearly in an environment where like there weren't resources and there weren't like, it doesn't seem like there was any kind of enlightenment or help or anything like that. So it's really, really tragic. But I 100% think that he was this way through and through.
It kind of makes you wonder, like, did his family have like a history of incest? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because how does it change your mind to think that that's okay? That's all. It's just kind of like, was our exam? I don't know. It just makes you wonder about his life as well, Yeah. So Alyssa, like you were saying, she's just like, Alyssa's just like, what? If I had a gun, I'd murder you.
Yeah, floored. And so she goes to her new boyfriend. She like tells him everything. She's like, my kids are saying Katie is like, their stepmom. Steven's saying to call her the stepmom. And the new guy's like, whoa, what the F? Like, what is going on? I met you 2 weeks ago. So he's like, all right, I guess. So, Alyssa wants to murder Steven. And then, it's like again, it's like it references her having a job, but like she can't do her job because she's just like so upset about all of this. And then she's talking to a detective, and she's like, yeah, my car was stolen, basically, because she literally has like the worst life ever. And I mean, seriously. So the detective's like, we need a warrant and like a restraining order. So they go to his house and, they get the order. And then I think we skip. I don't know if you have more notes on that, but basically, they need to get to safety because they like have this order. And so now Steven's going to find out that Alyssa told the detective like what went on. So she's like, what your dad did was wrong. Like he might try to kill us, but don't worry, everything's going to be okay. And these are like, what? And so the boyfriend's like, come on over. He's got like Brady Bunch lawn furniture. I don't know if you caught that. But she's like, you could say no. Like, we don't have to stay with you. You could say no. And the boyfriend's like, say no. Like, I want to be involved in this. Like, I want to know everything about you.
Yeah. But like, okay, this town, as we just learned, is like 1,100 people. How the F does Steven not know who her boyfriend is? Like, that to me would not be safety. Like, I'd be like, we're going into witness protection because he could easily find us. This isn't like New York City and you can just kind of blend in. Like, this is like, I imagine everyone kind of knows everybody and who's dating who. So, and probably even for a few towns over. Like, it's not like a populated place.
That's true. The boyfriend could already be related to them. And we don't.
It's like Steven's cousin. But for real, right? Like, I don't know. It just, again, I was like, that's a nice guy, but this doesn't make sense. And it doesn't really seem like, and then like they bring up the fact, she also brings up the fact, like, I know this is another change for you to like Caroline, because I guess Caroline, like, has more like triggers for like change. Caroline's like, fine, whatever. Like, I feel like she's amazing and totally she could have left her husband way long ago because Caroline like is like, fine, just I'm good. Like, give her more credit, man. That kid is a good kid. My gosh.
We're like Caroline for president all the way.
Yeah. Like, she gets such a bad rap and they're like, oh, we stayed together because of you. And it's like, she's the best thing that ever happened to either of you.
Correct. So then Alyssa's wearing a sheer shirt with a collared shirt over it. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh my gosh.
And also, her boyfriend touches the small of the detective's back when showing her out. I don't know if you caught that.
Ooh, no, I did not.
Yeah, I was like, this detective doesn't need help finding the front door. Keep your hands to yourself. Like, come on. So then Katie's adopted dad is like, I'm just wondering like why you're getting married to your bio dad, Katie. Like, I'm just wondering.
Okay, look, my jaw is on the floor. First of all, just what? There's no questions at that point. It's just flat out, this is illegal. You cannot marry your dad. Do you understand? You're related, that like you are half of his DNA. Like, you cannot do this.
Right.
Like, I don't even have words, and I don't understand these adoptive parents. Like, I'm not saying he deserved to die over this because it's unfortunate, but like, where were they? What are they doing? Why did they stand back and just be like, she basically told them that she wants to get a cat? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Also, I looked up the real like wedding pictures, and it is beyond. I mean, they are so creepy. Like, they're wearing black, first of all. And then it's his mom, Steven's mom. And then it's Katie's adopted dad and his wife, it said. So I was just like, it really made me sick. And honestly, like the look in Steven's eyes, it's like vacant. It's like those black eyes. Like, it's just like so upsetting.
Who married them?
I know. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. A person may not, this is according to the JAMA network,
Okay.
JMA. Okay.
Okay.
A person may not marry a parent, grandparent, child, or grandchild except in Georgia,
Really?
where a man is not prohibited from marrying his daughter or grandmother.
What? Oh my. Really?
What is going on? Is that cannot be real in
Well, that's
Georgia?
what I just found too. Yeah.
So
That
did they go to Georgia?
they must have. I've never heard that.
Well, all political units prohibit marriage between a person and a sibling. Thank goodness. An
Yeah.
aunt or an uncle. The prohibitions vary considerably for other degrees of collateral relationship. The uncle niece marriage is not prohibited in Georgia and among Jews in Rhode Island.
Wow.
Generally, marriage between persons with a coefficient of relatedness equivalent to first cousins or closer has been prohibited. Fewer than one half of the political divisions have prohibitions regarding affinous relatives. Okay, so that's crazy. Because like,
That is
what?
crazy. I did not know that. I mean,
What kind of like backwoods country is this? Like that is just child abuse. I don't care how old they are. That's
Yeah.
abuse.
it's like they say there's someone for everyone, but let's just avoid our family. Let's just have that rule. Let's just have that rule. That's very basic.
That should not even be like on the table. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if an apocalypse comes and that's how we keep humanity. End it. Just end it.
Yeah. Let's not go there. Let's
My
not.
gosh.
Yeah. So somehow I wrote, I don't know why, I wrote the music is good. I think during their creepy wedding ceremony, whatever music was good.
Okay, but was it as good as the Rihanna spinoff from
No.
yeah, Mommy Meanest? There's no way.
That was
that was top tier.
that was
I
great.
might bring that to a couple DJs at some weddings I go to. That was good.
It was really good.
I was.
So the other sisters are like, oh, do we get to meet like our niece, nephew, brother, sister? You know? And Alyssa's like, maybe sometime.
What?
Yeah.
Like never. I'd be like, first of all, let's face the facts here. Is that child even going to make it out of childhood? Like the genetic disorders it has, I can't even imagine. That poor child, like just
Terrible.
oh my gosh.
Terrible. So then full circle, Steven's treating, this baby how he treated Katie as a baby. And so the baby's like screaming, and then it's like the police come and the baby's like, thank you. Like, thank you please, for being here. So they get arrested and
They placed the child with Steven's mom,
yes,
which I was floored by that.
I know. It's like so messed up. And so then Alyssa's boyfriend's like, I'm gonna like he's just perfect. Like he's like, I'm taking the kids for ice cream, Almost was like having like a breakdown because they got arrested finally.
Yeah.
So then did you see the creepy playground? This one had a creepy playground in it.
Oh, like at Alyssa's like trailer park or whatever. Yeah, metal swings and all of that. I'm like, what is going on here? But then again, she married her dad. So creepiness is everywhere. This is a Saw movie. Like, I really think this is. Like, I think it's part of it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it is like a horror movie.
Yeah.
So then Alyssa does an interview, right, with the detective and tells Katie that, she hopes she can start over. And Katie's just kind of like, if you get arrested and your baby is taken from you and you get arrested for like marrying your dad, I don't know what's going on in your brain at that point.
Yeah. She just like, I don't know. It's like she wants, I don't think she knows what's going on. I think she's just a trauma victim at this point. And, it's just she's a young girl and she's been groomed and she's married her dad and she's had a baby and it's been taken away. And it's just, yeah, now she's back with her adoptive parents who, let's face
Oh
it,
my
are
gosh.
not top brass. Like, I mean,
She's like, Dad, did I do something horrible? And he's like, nothing we do for love is horrible. What?
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you.
He's like, no mistake is too big or late to undo. What?
I mean, I am all for forgiveness. I am all for mercy. I am all for that. But if you're teaching her that that was love, then you don't know what love is. And you should not be a parent. And you should probably not even have interactions with other people until you understand, because the damage you're doing is so much greater. It's just like nothing we do for love. Nothing we do for love. That's not love. That's incest. That's like manipulation. That's just disgusting. Like, you should be like, girl, you were groomed. Like, it was first of all, you went to her wedding. So, I mean, you stood there and watched her walk down the aisle with him. Like, I would be like throwing fireballs at that wedding. I'd have a gun. Like, I'd be like, you're not marrying him. We will all die here before you marry him. Like, I'm sorry. This is it.
Yeah. I mean, this poor girl, like, just did not have any kind of chance, like, at all. Like,
no, nobody cared enough. Like, nobody cared enough to be like, absolutely not. I mean, Alyssa did step in and she called like the cops. I'm not blaming her. Like, she did what she followed protocol. You know what I mean? So like, I can't be like, oh, and she had other children to think about. So it's not like she could go like blow fireballs and be like, well, there's no consequences, because like she had her other kids. But it's just kind of like, the adoptive parents could have been way more like, no, absolutely not. Get law enforcement there. Like, try to get her into some sort of like treatment center for like a mental breakdown, like trying to explain why this is wrong. But like, did they even think it was that wrong? Because they supported it.
Right. And his mom supported it. It's like, where are the grown-ups in this? Like, where are the grown-ups? It makes me not want to go there, frankly.
Wait, you mean you don't want to go stay in Dover Plains? Because I could get us tickets right now.
It's making me not want to visit. And so then she calls Steven and he's like, no one can keep us apart. And she's like, I need to end this. Like, she basically like freaks out because she's like, I don't have my baby. Like, I'm really starting to get a little disturbed by what we've done.
Finally.
Yeah. So she ends it. And so he like beats the crap out of his bag. Like, his duffel bag is like a goner. Like, he's like slamming it around. So then the detective goes to see Alyssa and he's like, Steven is out now. And Alyssa's boyfriend's like, what could possibly go wrong? Like, everything's great. And also like Alyssa's hair, I don't know. It is like many shades of the rainbow. I don't know if you caught that. Her hair is like, it's out of control.
There was just like so many things. And also like their house and stuff. Like, I was just like, again, economic, like these are nice homes. Like, what jobs do you work? What kind of shifts you got going on? Like, what's happening here? Like, there was a lot of things where you're like, this just doesn't pan up. This doesn't make sense. But yeah. I mean, maybe there's just a really talented, great cut stylist that knows how to do, highlights and lowlights.
Maybe. I mean, I guess it was realistic in the sense that like, it's like she had it dyed and then it was like horrible, horrible life happened and she just couldn't get back to like get a touch up. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't very worthy. Like, I could see that. Like, it's hard to squeeze that when your ex-husband is like impregnating your daughter. Like, that's hard. So, so again, so Steven's out. So then she's like telling the other girls, she's like, everything's okay, kids, I swear. And they're like, oh my gosh, like, we just don't believe you anymore.
Like packing. Yeah, she's packing her bag. She's like, Mom, I'm sorry, but I'm going to go stay with like my teacher. Like, I'm out of here. Like, she just, like, poor Caroline.
Enough is enough. So then it's so horrible. Like, he's like with the baby. The baby's like so big and fat and cute. And like he does like a creepy puppet show. And then like, luckily, well, not, I mean, it's not luckily, but like we don't see what he does, but he basically, kills the baby, which is like.
Does he strangle it or does he shoot it?
I think he suffocates the baby.
Yeah. That's what I thought too.
Again, it's like he's alone with the baby, which is like.
Hello.
Yeah. I mean, it's all shades of, bad choices. And I don't understand how they're like, whatever. I can't even imagine this man's mother. Like, I'm just like, how would that even come to be?
Right.
So yeah, the baby's suffocated, which is horrendous. So then it's so creepy too, because it's like Katie feels it. Like she's in her room and you could tell she knows that something happened.
Yeah.
It's, so horrible. So then it's like Alyssa finds out, right? And it's like now the kids are in danger, right?
Yeah.
And is her boyfriend's name Eric? I think it is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. So basically they're like dealing with that situation because it's like every other day there's like new trauma news, right? So they're like, what's happening? So then basically Stephen parks outside of the adopted parents' home and watches. Right.
Yeah. So like I looked it up, like he knew, like I guess she would go and like clean her grandma's house like every week with her dad. And so like he like knows this about her. Again, small town, right? So he like knows this. Well, I don't know if she's from Dover Plains. He drove to where she lives. So this is different. But yeah. So whatever town she's in. So he like Connecticut. Okay. So like he knows this about her and that's how he kills them because he's on the same road. Like he basically follows them and knows where they're going and waits for like this opportunity because it looks like a very open road, not very many people on it. And then she's just like in the front seat with her like biological dad and like Steven like
adopted dad, sorry. Yeah.
And Steven pulls up and like she's just like, what are you doing here? And he just like opens fire and just kills. I mean, there's like I'm misremembering, but like I think they're just like they're talking. They're just like, you can't be by me, like like we're done here. And he like opens fire on the adoptive dad and kills him, and then kills her. And so like he's murdered the baby, the adoptive dad, and then he like goes off into like a forest preserve. It looks like, and like kills himself. And
he also has like an AR-15, which is like how man get an assault rifle.
I mean, he probably just walked into the local Walmart because I feel like that's all you have to do in some of these places. Like it's just it's like, so gross.
You're good for it. Take whatever you need.
Take whatever you want, man. It's
those
cool.
Stories about you.
Yeah. So then Alyssa gets news that Stephen. She gets news that Katie's dead, and well, first she gets news that she kind of gets news about everything, but she gets news that Katie is dead, and she just like any mother like is absolutely beside herself, and it's just overcome with grief, probably some relief as well that Stephen is dead because now he can't hurt her or her other children, but he did kill their daughter.
Right. And like, they're like, do you remember anything good about dad? And it's like, no. And then it's like, hell no, he's not in heaven.
Sorry. Like, no, there's no way. I don't think so.
Her boyfriend's like, wow, my life has drastically changed. Like a completely different life than I had.
When he's like, when I signed up for this like free like months to Christian mingle, I did not think this would be what would come, but I'm accepting it.
All right. I'm going to do my best, but it's just unexpected. It's like I've heard. I mean, I've heard of people. I know people where I'm like, whoa, they really took on a lot, But he
Yeah.
definitely gets top place for
I
that.
mean,
He's really
yeah. Wait.
wow, wow.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, horrible, very tragic, very upsetting that you could marry a parent or a child. That's your
To
own.
this
Any other?
day,
Yeah,
yeah, to this day, all you have to go, and I don't even know if we should put this out there because I don't want anyone getting any ideas. Like, please do
you didn't
not
hear it
marry
here.
your,
You didn't hear it here. We are not
please,
responsible for that.
yeah, do not marry your father. Like, I beg of you, please do not.
Yeah,
And if you're in that situation, please talk to somebody and get some help because it's not normal.
yeah,
But like, yeah, through these movies, it's so crazy to me some of the things we learn about this country because I feel like I don't know if how other countries feel about this, but I feel like America in some ways is like 50 of its own countries within a country because there's so much different like government and just like ways of doing life. Like some are really deep red, some are really deep blue politically.
right.
And it's just also like, I mean, even sometimes I feel like in Illinois, like where we live, like the top half of the state is so much different than the bottom half of the state.
Yeah,
Like it's just so crazy to me when you learn about these laws and like how much you think has to be different from
yeah,
like these quote unquote like barbaric times back in the day. And it's like,
right.
no, it's really not changed in a lot of places. Like it feels like you're stepping back in time when you're like, do people not know better?
Yeah,
And they just now do. And so they made
right.
laws. It's like, no, we all know better. We all know that this is wrong. So why do they still allow it? What in Georgia, these lawmakers, are they like, this is okay and this is good? When is it ever good?
I I can't even imagine. And I think you're totally right. I mean, to me, yeah, like through these movies, like it always comes down to like education in so many ways. And like
Yes.
it's like if you don't have that, it's like you're not going to be able to survive if something hits the fan. Like,
It's true.
you
It's
know,
really true. Yeah. And that's why I think now more than ever, people need to really be paying attention to like what lawmakers are doing and how they
yeah,
are so much like not putting truth out there and
right,
not like it really is like taking advantage of uneducated people.
right.
And it's baffling to me that it still goes on and that there can be such differences in just because of where you live in this country.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree. And I feel like too, if you have the ability to like know what's going on in your community, that means you have the ability to know what's going on in other places. And
Yeah.
I think that it's like anybody could reach out to lawmakers. And that's like what people have to start caring about and doing because
Yeah.
they're like, it doesn't affect me. And it's like, it does affect you
It
because
does
like
you. And
all connected.
yeah. Right. And seek other news sources. Like don't just believe what's on like just make sure you're checking your resources because there's just a lot of misinformation out there. And it's just, I don't even know if that like even helps people in these situations because, we were so fortunate, you and I, to grow up, I feel like in a very progressive and
Yeah.
educated, like we received a good education. Like we went to a
Right.
very good high school, and we live in a very like, I think Chicago is a very, I just feel like Chicago is very highly educated. Like we have a lot at our fingertips. We really do.
I agree.
And
I think
it's just so
also like
sad to me.
paying attention to the like local elections, like judges, I think
Yeah.
that's huge.
It's so
Like
important.
learning about judges, learning about like who's been a judge for 50 years, who, is new, like
Right.
who, you know what I mean? I think all of that is just like
Mhm.
crucial. And I think that, in a lot of ways we're designed to be very distracted, but I think that
Yeah.
those
They
those
really do. And I
elections
think
matter. So
yeah. I just think that I think I know I did. I was very like naive to all of this. And like a lot that's obviously unfolded in the world has made me realize how important that really is. And I mean, I should have known better, but that's my point is like, I think I took for granted that there was like a sense of like morality and judges. And it just shows you that, yes, now maybe it's more prevalent seen out in the public, like all of this stuff that's happening. But obviously, even when we were kids, there was still all this bad stuff going on. Like, it's
Right.
not like, like this is like, oh, well, because there's judges like in Georgia that are okay with you marrying your dad.
Right. And we don't know we don't know where they were, because apparently they did wed illegally, but it's like, what does that even mean? Like, who's officiating something illegally? I'm not looking at like birth certificates or whatever. So it's definitely something that like I think people need to like pay attention to. Like, just because you're not going to marry your dad doesn't mean that you should just like think that nobody else would, or that
Right. I guess for me, what this movie does, it makes me have more compassion for people, because sometimes I just look at certain people and I would just think like, well, you're just stupid. And it's just like, no, maybe, I mean, truthfully, that's how I feel. But like, I'm like, maybe they're not stupid though. Maybe it's just because that's where they grew up. They don't know anything else. They're told to believe this. They think it's right. If you're told something and you're not shown anything else and you're not challenged any other way and you don't have the education to show you a different way to make your own decision, then it's like, how can you blame people for their actions? Like, I mean, you can and you can't. I don't know. It's just, it really, all of this makes me realize that there's just so many groups of people that are just uneducated and it's not their fault. And it just makes me feel bad. It really does.
Well, right. And to take it a step further, there's major groups that profit off of those people and are very, very,
yeah.
And so I think stories like this, like, I'm glad they're made, because I think people need to kind of think outside of their own house and think about other situations. And again, if you have the ability to get involved, you really should, because some people don't have that and they don't have a voice and they're trapped and they don't have anybody advocating for them. So,
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah. This wasn't my favorite, but an important story nonetheless.
As we learn more information about like laws and things like that, I actually really, really would love for them to remake this movie, because I actually think that this could be a very effective story. I mean, it really could.
I agree. We'll see what happens. But thank you, as always, for tuning in. Again, we are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, RSS.com, and YouTube. And we really appreciate all of our listeners. We hope that you like, share, subscribe. As always, reach out with any movie suggestions. We are here. We want to hear what you think. And thank you so much for listening.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.